In all these circumstances, has Nnamdi Kanu done anything that is almost 1% of what is going on in the rest of the country? Apart from occasional stops and gyration. Tell me what is happening in the Southeast. In fact, the Southeast might be the most peaceful place. Apart from this occasional stuff of people kidnapping one thing or the other. And they do it as a result of, protest on Nnamdi Kanu. There's a pretext to commit crime because Nnamdi Kanu is held. If this was a fairly intelligent government, if they release Nnamdi Kanu today, there will be 95% peace in the Southeast, and that will affect the rest of the country. Of all these governors, only Soludo of Anambra said had gone to DSS once to see him, if I'm not wrong, about a year or 2 years ago. He's gone there to see him, and after that, maybe his colleagues advised him not to get involved. Why are they afraid? The young man is very popular in the Southeast. Let me not extend it to the rest of the country. If Nnamdi Kanu comes out today, Igbos will do 90% of what he tells them to do, to the interest, not just in Igbo interest, but Nigerian interest. Because what has he spoken about in the past? Mistreatment of his people. And if that is continuous and the rest of the country don't want the Igbos, then let them allow them go. This is the summary of what he's saying. How can you can't be shorter than me and be taller than me at the same time? This is a summary of Nnamdi Kanu's theory. So it didn't start today. Hazurike has done the same thing. There's so many other people. It was the concept of Odumegwu Ojukwu himself. If you don't want your people, then let them go. And as you know, when people talk of let them go, it appears we are packing our luggage and going. Look at the contiguity. Look at Nsukka and Benue. There's no place anybody is going. It's the same country. The same marketing, the same, so much of intermarriages has taken place. All we're saying that there is no governance. The summary is that there is no governance. That's what is causing all the problem. The problem of corruption has become both phenotypically and genotypically specific. That's nothing, it's a genetic problem now. And it is that crisis that government is not even ashamed that they said 139 million Nigerians very poor in a country of plenty. And my president junkets to Paris, from there to what is it called, to Dubai. I have never seen a group of people that are shameless. In a country, 774 local governments, I challenge them. Let them tell you where water is running. Where? Water. So people are dying because of waterborne diseases, and they don't care. And it's even more, you see, like I was saying before we started this, if these governors were sons of Ahmadu Bello, or M.I. Okpara, or Azikiwe, or Awolowo, they will say, oh, they had determined their future. They are coming from a position, a background of wealth. But tell me which of these governors not coming from a very poor environment? Most of them, their parents have never been heard of. Most of them, when you hear the history of how they managed to go to secondary school, and finally God bless them, they become governors. So what they are paying back to society is stealing up money. I was telling somebody this morning who confronted me, Dan, what do we do? What do we do? Lead a democratic revolution. I said, I don't have the resources. I can't. I've been in PDP, not even director, because I won't comply with what they said. Yesterday we had a National Reconciliation Committee meeting. Out of 25 members, only 8 were there. So it means that part of those who have joined APC, majority are coming out from PDP. So going to APC, what is the fundamental, reason why you go to? It's because if you're moving from A to B, B must be better than A. So what has APC done that should be exciting to anybody to want to leave PDP? Because PDP has a track record under Obasanjo. There was debt relief that saved millions of lives in this country. Since then, what has happened? 8 years of Muhammad Buhari was a disaster in this country. I said it on this channel and other channels, even when he was in government. It was a disaster. There was no governance. And this president, when he was campaigning, said he was going to continue from where Buhari stopped. He's now seen the true nature of where Buhari stopped. How beautiful where Buhari stopped is for the rest of the country. Isn't that a tragedy? In 21st century Nigeria, with everything God has given us, we don't know where we are beginning and where. If you don't know where you're starting, how do you know where you're going? And we take it as a matter of routine. Nothing is going. It's in our case, they say, let's leave it for God. So we are the only people God created. If we decide to be foolish, then He will be foolish with us. That is still a battle of the continuation of the Nigerian Civil War. The war has not ended. I think it was on China's TV. They had an interview. Last I said, the day Nnamdi Kanu is released is the end of the Nigerian Civil War. And that will be the day the Southeast starts being integrated into the rest of the country. Look at insecurity everywhere. So is this government enjoying insecurity? That their citizens are being killed? Like you were saying something earlier on. Why are our governors in the South is not interested? Because the boy will overwhelm everybody. It will be an MI Okpara. You know, the people worship the name Nnamdi Kanu in the Southeast because he represents the summary of their struggle from before the Civil War and thereafter. That's how they look at him. You know? I have stopped going to court because each time I come to court to join him, both of us start crying. And I feel very emotional about it. You know? He's a very brilliant young man that this government is wasting. Would have been a benefit for the rest of us in this country, but this is where we are.
So guys, what Dan Ulasi said makes really sense. These governors know that once Nnamdi Kanu regains his freedom, the loyalty of the people will shift instantly, because right now in the Southeast, no politician, I repeat, no politician commands the kind of emotional fellowship Nnamdi Kanu has. If Kanu comes out today, every rally, every gathering, every political movement will automatically turn to a referendum ground. These leaders fear losing control of the narrative. They're not just afraid of him as a person, they're afraid of what he represents, which is freedom, truth, and accountability. Because once he starts talking again, many political lies and manipulations will be exposed. And don't forget, elections are coming again. Soon they know that with Kanu outside, the people's attention would no longer be on them, but on what Biafra and true justice stand for. So Ulasi is basically saying the truth. Their fear is not about peace or security, it's about political survival. They know that releasing Kanu will change the entire political equation in the Southeast, and that's why you see they keep on detaining him, despite the fact that there is nothing against this man. This man has done nothing, but they still keep detaining because they know what he's capable of. They know that, oh, once this man is released, a lot of things will be exposed in Nigeria. A lot of things that have been hidden will finally be exposed. So Dan Olusa don open book where many politicians for Southeast no one touch. He has said so many truths here. So let's be honest, Nnamdi Kanu is not an ordinary person in Southeast politics. Even from detention, his voice still shapes public opinion. When he sneezes, the entire region reacts. So imagine when he's released. His physical presence alone can shake the political table. The governor knows that once Kanu steps out, he becomes the true leader of the people, not them. So these governors built their power on government structure, not love from the people. But Kanu built his influence from passion, sacrifice, and truth-telling. When such a man returns, those built on lies and manipulation will crumble. That's why Olisa said the release of Kanu might swallow them, because politically, he will expose who truly stands with the people and who stands with Abuja. And let's talk the truth. Many of these leaders fear that once Kanu returns, he will ask the same hard questions they have been avoiding. Why is the Southeast still underdeveloped? Why are killings happening with no justice? Why are all the billions meant for road, hospital, and schools? That accountability alone is what they fear the most, because they know that Mazen and Kanu will ask all these things. Where are the billions that are meant for roads, hospitals, and schools? Where are they? What have you guys used it for? So Kanu's release is not just about one man walking free. It's about the awakening of a whole people. If he comes out, he will reignite that spirit of unity among the Igbo youth that the government has been trying to suppress. These governors know that once the people rise again, their manipulation, vote buying, and propaganda will stop working. Another truth is this: many of these governors are afraid of losing favor with Abuja. They know that supporting Kanu openly might make them targets for the federal government. So they struck between fear of the people and fear of the center. But instead of standing for justice, most of them choose silence and loyalty to the system that benefit them. Let's not forget, the Southeast economy depends heavily on traders, business people, and diaspora support, all of whom love Nnamdi Kanu deeply. If Kanu is released, these people might start funding movement and development projects outside of government control. That means politicians will lose both political and financial relevance. So Dan Ulasi did not just make a statement; he sent a message. He's warning the political elites that their days of hiding behind Abuja are numbered, because Whether they like it or not, Kanu's release is inevitable, and when that happens, history will judge everyone by how they treated him. Anyway, guys, that's what we have for today. Let me know your thoughts below. And also, if you're coming across my channel for the first time, do wait to hit the subscribe button, like and share this video. So guys, thanks for watching.